Good afternoon, church. Today is Saturday, the 6th of February 2021. It is a Saturday, and directly behind me is FedEx office, where I was just at for a couple of hours doing some administrative work rather than doing some preaching or reading of the Word of God. I just got done downloading my registration for with the Secretary of State for the year 2021, and right now I am waiting for the bus that is coming directly behind me here. So I got to get on the bus, and we'll probably have to whisper. But anyway, I got into a little bit of an altercation last night. I had parked my tent at Southeast Alder and Southeast Grand, and this is Alder right here. I usually park it right over there next to FedEx, but somebody had taken the spot. So the spot that I have at US Bank is the spot that I've been using. I pitched my tent there. I had to use the bathroom last night around 12:30. I crossed over to the Jackson gas station to use. They have an African-American woman working. The African-American woman basically says that the bathroom was broken, so I couldn't use it. So I said, fine. I told her, well, do you want me to go back there and check to make sure? She said, no, you don't have to. It's just broken right now. You'll have to come back at another time. So I went to a nearby, not a loo, but a porta potty, and I used that instead. And I got to put my mask on here for a second, and it's going to take like a minute to get across the river. Hold on. I'm in. So I go over there, and so I use the porta potty, and right before I leave the area, and which was the porta potty was directly in front of the storage facility. I think the day before I had made a video and pointed out where the porta potty was, and also where a church was meeting. So on my way back, the police department cut me off, and I got into the tent, and I started reading the Gospel of Luke, chapter 7. And as I was reading, people started walking by me, by the tent, and I started feeling like, like when you're sitting somewhere and you feel violence, and you're feeling violence, and you don't see it, but you can feel it in your heart, and it's like, okay, this doesn't feel right. So I spoke to the Lord in the Spirit, and He says, you're in danger. So I started opening the tent door just to look around me to see if there was a problem, and I didn't see anybody. So instead I raised my voice and began to speak, because it's been happening for about 5-10 minutes. It felt like somebody wanted to attack me from the back. You got to understand, the tent is only 4x7, so it's really small on the inside, and the suitcase that I've been using is pressed against the tent, and it's also, and the tent is this way, so hold on a second here. We're almost coming to a stop, and I gotta boogie here because I'm already really late. The storage closes at 6 o'clock, but by the time I get in there, go upstairs, grab everything, and make my way through, it's almost time. So we're coming to a stop, and then I'll continue explaining what I was saying here in a second. So anyway, the tent is very narrow, because of the ceiling, and so I could feel like people were like directly on top of me, and so I stepped outside. Now, right before that incident, and before I had actually gone to sleep, a Spanish woman approached me, and I think she might have been drunk or something, I'm not sure, but she approached me with a pair of goggles, as if to say, she wanted, she wanted to make an exchange or something. So I said, no, I don't want to make an exchange. I told her I don't need the goggles, so she handed the goggles to an African American that was walking by. The guy had the features of a G. Franklin. And I'm thinking, okay, I don't understand this, but I didn't take that hit, but he did. He kept on going, and she went in her own direction. I didn't see her again. So anyway, as I stood to speak, and when I was in the tent, what was entering my mind and my heart was that, and I kept on hearing this woman's voice on the inside. I'm not exactly sure why I was hearing it, but I was hearing this woman's voice on the inside, and it sounded like she was accusing me. And the accusation was that I was the one who had destroyed the, I had gone into the bathroom, and I was the one who had stopped it up. What was also being communicated to me was that this woman was given a needle to pierce me by Gabriel. Gabriel came out and turned against me, and I could hear her. She was pissed off because I wasn't supporting her. She was acting as if she was supporting me when she wasn't. So I began to talk and to defend myself. The Jackson gas station is right over there at the end. Right there, where you see the Shell sign over there, that's the gas, and I'm at the corner right there at US Bank. Not this street right here, but the very next street, the corner right there. That's usually where I park the tent there. You can see it from a distance. That white building, that's usually where I park the tent. In any case, I cross the street, and then I come back. I come back through this street right here, and the police department didn't say anything. They didn't stop by. So anyway, I began to preach, and one of the things that I emphasized and I began to quote was, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal and endowed by their Creator with alienable rights," right? And what I tried to explain to the American people is, and there are two things that I emphasize, is that Europeans in this country, and unfortunately, unbelieving Europeans, they join clans and they join hate groups basically to emphasize their die-hard commitment to being European, and it's almost like we are so European and we are so for our families, we will, do all these things, we'll hate blacks, enslave blacks, exclude blacks, discriminate against blacks, and not just blacks, but anybody else, Spanish, Asians. I mean, we're so committed to that this is all the evil stuff that we will do against those people, just to show you and just to get your vote, okay? Now, if you look from a distance there, that's Jackson's, okay? Now, I don't have a problem with Jackson itself, but the worker, it seems like, betrayed me and turned against me, and it felt as if she was one of the African women that supported Gabriel, and so now I've got a bit beef with an African woman that works in there, but it's sort of like silent, you know what I'm saying? Silent and deadly, and I don't want it to become, silent, deadly conflict with that woman because, I don't know what kind of information they put in her, but I'm letting you know because it came out last night and I didn't know. But anyway, what I said was I addressed the issue of Europeans being so diehard committed that they're willing to do anything, just to show their countrymen, that how committed they really are. The other thing I said was that, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal and endowed by their Creator with alienable rights. And as foreigners, we have the rights, we have the right to buy anything that we want. We have the right to love whomever we want. We have the right to earn, get a good job. We have a right to learn, finish our education like seminary, college, get a high school diploma. We have a right to eat good food. We don't have to sit there and eat the garbage that they feed us. We have a right to believe. Sometimes, these diehard committed Americans, they don't want you to believe the word of God, but they want you to believe whatever garbage they put in your head and in your heart. We have a right to serve God, with our spiritual gifts as a pastor, as a leader in the church, or whatever it is, because that's what God has given to us. You understand what I'm saying? So I think that's the Constitution. The Constitution itself is not overrated, but overlooked in a lot of these situations. But I wanted to share that with you. I'm right here right now at the storage. You can see directly behind me. I'm here at the storage, and so I'm going to put an end to this video. But I wanted to bring you up to date with the conflict. You know, it's still there, still dealing with it, and not exactly sure if it's ever going to come to an end. This morning I was grilling Melinda to try to clarify why is it that, you know, what exactly are her people doing in terms of their relationship with us as internationals. You know, is it across the board that they feel this way about every international group, or is it just what's really going on? You know, I'll talk to you later about this. All right, God bless.